In order to attract more women into the power sector, the Millennium Development Authority has launched the first ever Ghana Power Compact Internship and Mentorship Program for women in science, technology, and engineering and mathematics (STEM). The pilot project will see 50 female students from 5 universities go through a 2-month internship in the power and energy sectors. Now, this project is expected to run till 2021, after which over 300 females will be trained and mentored. Fauziatu Adam was at the launch and has come through with this report.
Beneficiary schools include Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Accra Technical University, Koforidua Technical University, Kumasi Technical University, and Akwetia Technical Institute. The implementing entities include Electricity Company of Ghana Limited, Ghana Standards Authority, and Energy Commission. Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Otiko Afisa Jaba, who launched the project tax MIDA to include the disabled and girls from the northern part of the country in the pilot project.
And so, with regards to that, I'm not sure that I see anybody here who is disabled. Do we have a disabled person here amongst the 50 girls? Then that is something that you need to rectify, because people who are disabled can also learn science, maths, engineering, and technology. We cannot afford to leave anybody out. I also noticed from the list of schools, Accra Technical University, Akwetia Technical Institution, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Koforidua Technical University, Kumasi Technical University, UMAT. Where are the Northerners? Where are the people from the Upper East? Where are the people from the Upper West and from the Broahafo? Why are they left out from this? All the institutions that have been invited here are institutions in the South. There are girls, brilliant, in the other parts of Ghana. And so, CEO, I would want you to readdress this immediately. This is an order from the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, because we cannot afford to leave anybody out. Location is just geography.
On his part, Chief Executive Officer of MIDA, Martin Eson Benjamin, encouraged selected young girls to take advantage of the opportunity to bring change in their societies.
Let me say that this is an opportunity which will define the future of some of you. If you apply yourself well, you will be spotted. Obviously, if you go to any company and you do what is right, and you are serious-minded, and you support management, and you learn the ropes quickly, somebody will support you. It's normal. It happens all the time. But if you don't light your light, but you decide that you have a lamp and you go to put it under a bushel, nobody will see you. So let your light shine wherever you go, so that they can see your good works and compensate you for the good works you do.
For this initiative, a selected intern will receive an amount of 550 Ghana cedis per month, excluding their medical bills.
The IMF team is in town to carry out its own assessment of Ghana's program and propose revenue measures in the mid-year budget review. But why is this visit being described as crucial in finding a sustainable solution to revenue challenges? George Afe has more.
The staff visit is being described as crucial because the fund wants to ensure that government is going ahead with plans to review the revenue measures with the possibility of increasing taxes to make up for the revenue shortfalls. The fund has maintained that government needs to find a more sustainable way in dealing with the revenue shortfalls rather than what is being described as the piecemeal approach. Therefore, the fund will be pushing the revenue measures to be reviewed and possibly increasing some of the tax rates and expand the net to cover other sectors and businesses that are not meeting their tax obligations. The team also wants to gauge how far government has gone in preparing the ground for the announcement and the implementation of these proposed new measures, which is expected to be announced in the 2018 mid-year budget review. The team also wants to ascertain the preparedness of the country towards exiting the IMF program. According to the IMF, the program is likely to be completed in April 2019. This is subject to meeting those conditions, including implementation of some critical structural reforms.
In other news tonight, former Petroleum Minister Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa is upbeat the Sankofa Jinyame project would impact greatly on Ghana's economic development, especially power production. Sharing his thoughts, Mr. Boa suggested proceeds from the field could be used to retire some legacy debts in the energy sector.
Always said that the ENI project is really a game changer in terms of security of fuel supply for our power plants. Remember, Ghana Gas has been giving us gas around 100 million scarf. The ENI project at a minimum will give us about 150 million standard cubic, and at a maximum about 180. We know that when they start, they can go up to about 170. This is more like 50% more than what Ghana Gas Jubilee Gas is giving us. This has huge implication for our country in terms of our power stability. It's a very good news for Ghana. I think it's critical that, as I had said earlier last week, that we work to address the indebtedness issues, especially the Ghana Gas indebtedness, and make sure we use the ESLA, the portion of ESLA that is intended to address the legacy debts in the right direction, so that we can really deal with that. But it's important we deal with that, because the gas that is coming, the commitments are that we have to be very prompt in our payments. If we are not prompt in our payment, it has serious implications for us as a country. One of the criticisms earlier had always been the price, the cost. Well, today we know, for example, we said at the time that, look, the gas price was not a final gas price. Those were tentative, and the real cost of the project would determine the final price of gas. Already we know, and the minister had already disclosed here in Parliament that we have had a savings of over $600 million. It is important that we apply those savings to help reduce the cost of the gas price as had been negotiated. This has always been the case. We had already projected that gas price will be determined at the end. And I'm very happy that we've been vindicated. But it's very important that we do that. And so I'm calling on the minister to engage ENI with GMPC to make sure we can have a final determination of a gas price that is lower than had been projected, now that we are close to knowing the final numbers, so that the people of Ghana can have the benefit.
Despite touting agriculture as the mainstay of the country's economy, the objectives of government's policies over the years are yet to be fully realized. Currently ongoing is the Agric census launched by President Akufo-Addo to help alleviate some of the challenges bedeviling the sector. But exactly what does this mean to farmers? John Fafali Kofi has more in this report.
The Agric census, which started in April this year, will collect data on the sector for proper planning and development of agriculture. This would be used for proper planning and development of the sector to enhance national development. The census is focusing on the collection, processing and dissemination of information on the nature and structure of agriculture. This is done through a collaborative effort between the Ghana Statistical Service and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, with technical support from the UN Food and Agriculture Organization. Some farmers have been sharing with Joy Business what this means to them.
If government wants to help we the farmers, I think it is a good idea, both we who are farming on a large and small scale. All we want from government is to give us the necessary support after the census. Government's idea of knowing the number of farmers in the country is very good. This will help them bring us the necessary tools we need for the job. This census will help governments know which area is growing what, and help governments know the number of farmers in the country. I think it will help the government to know how to help us.
Over the years, policies pertaining to the agric sector have been largely based on trial and error. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, the agric sector is now considered second biggest employer of the economy. The General Secretary of the Ghana Agricultural Workers Union, Edward Karewa, has been sharing his expectations on the ongoing census.
We trust that the census will be properly done, whereby the outcome that will come from it will be the true picture on the ground, and it will now serve as the basis for policy formulation and implementation. So it is a hope that a comprehensive data collection will be done. It is also hope that the analysis will also be very properly done, and then we'll then have the results of data that we can rely on and then build policies upon that for the future. But let us be clear that data by itself does not necessarily change things. It is what you use the data for and how you interpret the data. That now tells you about where you want to do with the data. So it is first and foremost have the data, and then you now decide on what you want to use the data for and how you are going to use it.
John Fafali Kofi's report for Joy Business.
Now, the rainy season may spell doom for some businesses. Mind you, already some businesses are feeling the effects of rain, and the Meteor Agency cautions more floods are expected this season. Insurance may be the solution to the loss of lives and property. Today, my colleague Philip Namfori looks at whether taking up insurance cover should be mandatory.
The financial services landscape in Ghana is dominated by banks, with data from the Bank of Ghana putting this figure at 85% of assets in the financial services sector. Now you look at other areas such as insurance and ask yourself why the insurance penetration is so low. Data from the National Insurance Commission, the NIC, puts insurance penetration in the country at about 2%. Compare this 2% to the bank's 85% and ask yourself what exactly is wrong with the insurance sector. There are 27 life insurance companies in the country and 22 non-life insurance companies in the country, putting a total of 49 insurance companies, yet such low penetration. And with the recent floods in the country, it's prudent that we get our insurance right. But how come over the years we haven't done much, or much hasn't been done to grow the insurance market? Should we start making other types of insurance, for example, home insurance or life insurance compulsory, as you have motor insurance and commercial property insurance? Should we explore that option? I think it's worthwhile. So let's look at the numbers, let's look at the statistics and see how exactly we can grow the insurance market, especially in times like this, when we have floods, when we have problems. We shouldn't wait for it to get out of hand. We should seize the opportunity now and make use of insurance in the country.
Ghana is said to be among the top 15 countries that produce coconut across the world. Now, with an average of 350,000 tons produced annually, thousands of the fresh fruits are consumed on a daily basis. Well, for George Anand, this is enough reason to drop his certificate in electrical engineering and pick up coconut hacks to create wealth. That's in today's edition of the Joy Business Van.
The meat and milk of the coconut palm are widely enjoyed all over Ghana, used in the preparation of several dishes and snacks. But wait, that's not the only good part of the coconut palm. Follow us to Sherman to meet George, a 40-year-old making wealth out of coconut waste. Done with the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology and with a degree in electrical engineering, George joined the countless Ghanaian youth desperately looking for employment. His desperation to gain employment landed him fiber wealth.
searching for job and all those, I met this white man who was interested in this fiber, which I decided to do a lot of research. And then based on that, I started developing the interest. I was not looking at the money by then, but I was looking at the opportunity so that I could bounce on that. So I started doing research about it. The first time I have to use stone to beat the coconut to be able to get some kind of fiber. And then based on that, the idea came because then I was like, okay, what kind of machine can be able to break the coconut into that fibrous nature?
With free raw material, George produces cocoa peat, coconut fiber, and coal from the coconut shell. For now, George concentrates on cocoa peat, which is used as a medium for planting.
Our customers are basically the horticulture industry, and then also some few farmers, and apart from that, the new modern of this assembly coming out with a one house, one toilet. You know, most of these who are building this one house, one toilet are using our fiber to for the chamber that the fecal matter goes in there. Yeah, so that is what is fetching us money for now. Yeah.
With just about 4 years in the business, Fiber Wealth has over 40 retailers in several parts of the country. With capacity of producing 500 bags in a day, George has bigger dreams.
International market is very huge because there are some companies who have written to us on mail, sending us requesting for our samples of our products, which they've used, and they are very happy with that. But the challenge has been is that they want it in blocks and not in sacks as we do. We package it here, you know, because most of them they tell you that they are in their country. You can't import anything in there which is in sack, or else you are going to pay the penalty. You are going to pay more. So then it makes your product more expensive and all that. So you know, we are looking at us getting investors that will come in, and then we're able to purchase those machines that we can do them into blocks, so that immediately we can start production.
George's prayer is not only to make money out of his business, but to help clean the environment. Okay, so this right here is all wealth. Now in other countries, they do not only get products from the coconut itself, but then from the waste like this, they're generating as much as $1.4 million. That's from the country like Philippines. Now here in Ghana, we may have thought we have done all we can with the coconut plant, but today we can see that more can be done by not only creating jobs, but also giving back to what nature gives us. Reporting for Joy Business, Karen Dodu.
Great stuff, isn't it? Well, let's turn to our interview of the day tonight. The Chamber of Commerce and Industry is warning of severe crisis in the private sector should government fail to deal with the fall of the cedi against major currencies. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch of the Chamber's Business Awards 2017, President of the Chamber, Nana Piadanko, the first, said government through the regulator must intervene immediately to absorb the possible shocks.
Seriously, it has been an issue I've been talking about all this while, because most of our trading and investments and all other things that we do to improve the economy, it's all around the dollar and the major currencies. So anytime there is a fall of the cedi, I become so much worried. Seriously, become so much worried, because all the imports that we make and the taxes and everything go up. And when that is done, it is the final consumer that suffers, and it also affects the what do you call it, the general economy.
So do you think this could be one of the main priorities that you wish government focuses on ahead of the mid-year budget review?
Yes, please. Because you see, there should be some level of interim measures, because it's all it's a fight between the export and imports. And, to improve our exports takes some time. But there must be some absorbers that have to be taken as a measure to make sure that at least the city is stabilized.
And that's it for Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching. Remember that there's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. We've got all the day's business stories on that website for you. There you go. See the website on your screens. Be sure to visit to get the latest. My name is Darryl Carl. Thanks for watching. We're going to see you same time tomorrow.